TSA line, TSA pre-check for the first time. Super exciting. And we are headed down to Sarasota, Florida because we have a mastermind event today over the next 4 days in Sarasota, Florida. This is with Luke Wren. This is the Rhythm Mastermind, and I'll get back with you after I check in. Me and Ryan are both here waiting to board the plane to Sarasota. So we are going down there for Luke Wren's Mastermind, Rhythm Nation Mastermind. Super stoked. Used to be called the Greatness Mastermind. Not sure if we're technically on the tail end of that. Anyway, we are extremely excited. So it's interesting, after being with this crew for a short time, it kind of feels like our best friends that we get to go see, which is really exciting. So we're going down to see our best friends in Florida. So over the next 3 days, there's a few things planned. Tonight is just a simple get together. And then tomorrow all day we're going on an excursion. We don't know what the excursion is. We never know what the excursion is. We're going on an excursion which involves athletic wear and swimsuits. I don't know. I was this close to packing my wetsuit because you never
Welcome
know.
to the boarding area for flight 1959 Sarasota. Your carry-on allowance is 1 carry-on bag and 1 personal item.
So anyway, we are headed down there. The second day that we're there, second full day, is going to be more in session, and we're going to hear some really cool speakers, so hopefully I can get some video and audio of that. We've had some incredible speakers over the last few weeks, one of which recently has taught us how to get more creative with commercial properties and has us thinking outside of the box. So we're going to start diving into that here soon. So, super exciting. You got anything?
Nope.
Ryan's a strong silent type. He's my chip game, there for the comic relief. Anyway,
Paging
see you guys on board.
Sarasota.
Do we know David's gonna be missing dinner again?
Say hi. What's up? Okay, you can check it, please. Boo boo.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Hey, boo boo.
I've had a pretty up and down kind of a year.
It was rare 20 years ago when I drove to the bank. When I managed my first club at 19, I drove to the bank and brought the deposit because the lady called me by name and said it was great to see me every day.
So I kind of started becoming the bigger fish in the pond of some other groups that I was in. And it was really fun, but at the same time I wanted that challenge. Like, I wanted that push and that drive. I wanted to experience other people. And I also wanted to step into other spaces, other businesses. So this group as a whole, it's very interesting to see how much I can learn from people in other businesses, because it's not just about what avenue I'm in. I've learned it's about business in general. Like, we all kind of have the same challenges or bumps or ways that we need to grow, and it doesn't matter whether it's real estate or general contracting or manure or we've all got something that we're growing. So that's been huge for me, and I do feel like I've got people I can lean on just in even 6 months, like go on vacations, have fun, talk crypto, talk how are we going to grow social media, like all of that. I feel like I have a really great group of people. So thanks, you guys. So we are on day 3 of our mastermind. Day 1, we were actually hanging out, just having dinner and reconnecting with everybody. Day 2 was an absolute blast. I'll show some video and some photos of that. We actually went out and were surprised with a bike riding trip going down Siesta Key. and we did some morning active recovery or active yoga stretching. Really cool. I've never done it before, but I felt like my thighs were on fire when I was done and felt stretched out. Then after that, we went ahead and grabbed a bite to eat, and then we were surprised with a parasailing trip, which was so much fun. So me and Ryan got to go parasailing together. It's been years since I've been, and we got to look at all of Siesta Key in its glory. It was an amazing day. The biggest thing that I took from it, though, was being able to reconnect with people and finding the opportunity in the conversations and what we're creating. 2022 is going to be absolutely incredible, and I'm so excited. But being able to have those connections and those people around you are what's going to accelerate us into, I can't even imagine. So that evening we grabbed a little bit of bite to eat with everybody and got to hang out. And today is when we really get into it. So today is going to be full of speakers, content, information. We are at the absolutely beautiful Ritz-Carlton Beach Club. You can see the beach behind me. No, I did not want to stay here. We have this adorable little Airbnb in the heart of the historic district, which I like being able to get out and walk around. But this is just absolutely pristine, beautiful, and what a wonderful place to go ahead and do our mastermind today. So super excited about the speakers, gonna take a ton of notes, meet new people, and yeah, just accelerate. I love it.
Use that language, because if you use the language, well, if I decide, if I do this, will you decide? Energy drops, your confidence drops, your certainty drops, and now you're not making decisions in any area of life. And it slows down momentum. Once you have, as Kyle said in the last mastermind, once you have the courage, there's fear. What if I'm right? What if I'm wrong? But decide means the cutoff possibility. Tony talks about burning boats. We've got to have the courage, whatever your transition is, that it's for you right now, you need to decide.
Wow is really all I can say. We just got back yesterday from an absolutely incredible experience with some of our closest friends. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, your closest friends? They really are. Over time, as we came into this group back in June, it's amazing how the individuals that are in the Greatness Mastermind, soon to be the Rhythm Nation Mastermind, have really come together. So for example, Ryan and myself both joined in June of this year. And in that time, we've had some of the most deep, interesting, educational conversations that we could possibly imagine. So just to give you a taste of what we did while we were there, our first day, which you'll see a bunch of footage of this, was us out in Siesta Key. So we spent the whole first day literally just hanging out. We had some drinks the night before, then we all just went out, did some active stretching on the beach, which the sand on Siesta Key is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. It's literally, it's so thin that it almost is like that weird sand that you used to play with when you were a kid that was almost like metallic. Or metallic, kind of like play sand. It's actually quartz. It's quartz and sand, which is really cool. So anyway, so we went out there, we rode our bikes the entire 3-mile stretch of Siesta Key and back, saw some dolphins, and then we were surprised with a delicious lunch, and then parasailing, which is something I haven't done in years. So we went up parasailing, we were 400 feet up in the air, did some free falls. It was absolutely amazing. And on the way back, we were actually joined by some beautiful dolphins that were hopping up next to the boat while we were driving. It was incredible. So that evening, we all just hung out, regrouped. The following days when we got into the content. Now, here's the interesting thing. In some other masterminds that I've been a part of, they focus so much on the content that we don't actually have time to connect. One of the things I love about this group is that we actually take the time to connect and get to know each other and actually form a much closer bond. So the second day was content, and it was in-depth content. We were in session for, I believe we were in from like 9 until about 4, which was really cool. So we got to hear from Ian, who he is actually a pastor. You'll see some footage potentially of him. He was a pastor that actually went on to start studying finance, and now just in revenue alone last year made $10 million in revenue. Absolutely incredible. I'm sorry, profit. was $10 million last year. Now, the biggest thing that I drew from that was his belief in wanting to learn. So he took the time to learn the things that he needed to know in order to accelerate himself. Now, that didn't mean he's an expert in anything, right? But he learned what he needed to learn in order to accelerate himself. So when you're starting out as a pastor, it's not like you've been taught how to understand finance and business and all those things. So what ends up happening is he had to put the time in. Now, back in 2017, he wasn't where he is now. He built and just kept at it. He kept focused, and it's actually something that I want to get to know him a little bit more and get to understand how he came to be, what his story is. So hopefully I can emulate that and grow our business. So with that, he also went through and showed us the concepts that he used to grow. And part of what he was talking about within this was talking about how he doesn't actually read a lot of books. And I'll drop his book list in the comments below or in the description, but he doesn't read a lot of books. He said it takes up just too much time. A lot of stuff is just, 2 chapters worth of information. The rest is fluff. But one thing he did say was that he rereads or assesses different books or the same books year after year. So some of those books that I'm going to put below are Think and Grow Rich. Another one, of course, he's a pastor, so the Bible. Another one is $100 Million Offers. There's several books that he rereads every year just to refresh his mind, and now he's going to have a different perspective. So that was one of the other things we learned from him. Perspective, right? So when we're learning about perspective, it's, okay, I might be looking at something this year in a book, but next year when I'm a different place in business, I'm going to see it completely differently. That's perspective. So make sure that as you're going through business, that you understand that there might be a different perspective that you're bringing to the table, or that you're seeing through a different eye in a different time in your career, your life, etc. So from there, we went on and we did a couple of hot seats. And what a hot seat is basically, what's your problem? We're going to solve it. So David was up first, and he had some challenges with keeping his team motivated and making sure that they were doing what they needed to do and cutting the fat. The second big one was me, actually. I didn't realize I was going to be me, but it was me, and it was discussing how to attract people. Like, how do I truly attract people to what I'm creating? And it was a really interesting discussion as to obviously having more conversations, getting in front of more people, spreading my word, spreading my culture, and creating a culture people want to be a part of. And these are all things that I'm working on. So part of what I gained from this and what I want to share with you is that we're always working on something, right? We're always changing and growing. So just because you're in one place right now doesn't mean that to get over here, the rules change. It just means to keep being consistent. You're not going to see the results immediately. It's going to take time. But the more you put yourself in front of the right people and in the right places, you're going to come to that final, I guess you could say, solution. So at the evening, that evening was absolutely phenomenal. It was our last evening together as a mastermind. Now we're obviously starting a new year, and both myself and Ryan are there, but not everyone has re-signed or renewed. Some have joined other masterminds. So it was that last time for us to kind of be together, be a family. But the cool thing is the different people that we've built this bond with and this relationship, even if they move on to another mastermind or into other places, we're still going to be connected. And that's the most amazing thing about mastermind. So huge shout out to my amazing mastermind partners. I love you all. You are my chosen family. You've helped me so much this year and supported me in so many ways that you might not even know. So I look up to you all, and I'm so excited for 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and all of the information that I put in here, as well as just some fun video and clips. But we're going to be having more content coming out soon, and another mastermind trip in March. So stay tuned for a video on that. Take care, guys.